Canadian Resume 2022. How to make a CV or resume for Canada jobs. Now, if you've been out there wondering how you can apply for Canada jobs with an up-to-standard CV or resume, this is the video for you. Today, I've got answers to those questions that you've been having. Hello and welcome to yet another exciting episode on your favorite channel, New Dawn Diaries. Now here we speak about everything immigration, working abroad, living abroad, studying abroad. Now in today's video, I just want to show you the resume format for 2022 and how you can apply for Canada jobs with a standard resume that can enable you to acquire a job offer and also a work permit in case you are willing to immigrate to Canada for work. You've been asking me in the comment section, how can I be able to make an up-to-standard resume, or what format can I use to be able to make an up-to-standard resume that can enable me to have higher chances of being noticed by the employers or of getting at least an interview by the employers or recruiters in Canada. Especially for those of you who are outside of Canada, this is very important because, as some of you may know, every country, the resume format varies from country to country, and it is very helpful and very important for you to design your CV in a way that is acceptable in that country, and in this case, Canada. So I'm going to show you the acceptable CV format that is used by recruiters and employers in Canada to choose those candidates that are eligible for the jobs. Now, if you have been planning to move to Canada as a student with the intention of finding a job, or as a skilled worker, or maybe as a permanent resident, this is the right video for you. Please make sure you stick around until the end of this video because you have a lot to learn. First of all, we're going to be discussing how to make a CV for Canada jobs. Number 2, how to optimize your resume for Canadian employers. Number 3, what should be included in your resume. Number 4, how many pages your resume should contain. Number 5, what not to include in your CV or resume. Now, in this case, the best format is chronological format or reverse chronological. Now, this is where you put your work experience up front. It is actually the format that most employers and recruiters are familiar with in Canada. Now, a standard resume must consist of the following. Number 1, resume header. Now, this is where you include the candidate's name, job title, and contact information. Number 2, resume summary or objective. Number 3, work experience. Number 4, education. Number 5, skills. And number 6, additional sections. Now, these are key things that should be keen on while designing your resume. Number 1, adapt your resume for each role. Do not use a general CV or resume for every role that you may want to apply to. For example, if you're applying as a waitress, but you have experience as an administrative assistant, please do not use the same CV while applying for administrative assistant and again the same CV while applying for waitress. Adapt a CV for each role. Make sure you do that. Secondly, ensure that you use keywords. This will help a lot because most companies use a system that only picks out those keywords that they are looking for. For example, if a company is hiring, usually on their website or ads, they put those keywords of the responsibilities and duties or skills that they are particularly looking for. So it is very helpful if you can add those keywords to your resume for a particular role. Always check company websites, always check the job descriptions and add those keywords to your resume. Customize your resume according to those keywords and it will give you a better chance when the system picks up your CV it will give you a better chance to be noticed, because most employers or recruiters do not have time to go through CV like physically one-on-one. They don't have the time to read all the CVs that come in, so they use a system that will use the keywords to pick out your CV. So take note of that. Thirdly, make sure you add your work experience. Always ensure to put your most current job or most recent job as the one on top of your work experience. Also add there your job title, your employer's name or company. Also add there the duties and responsibilities. Add there soft and hard skills. Also, you can add internships and projects that you have been involved in. And also, always mind the length of your resume. Avoid making a resume that is 3 or 2 pages. At least minimize everything to 1 page. And also, do not forget to add a cover letter. In my next video, I'll be showing you the format that you can use to design a up-to-standard cover letter that will give you an upper hand when it comes to the employers and recruiters, because a cover letter is actually introducing you to the employer in summary. So you need to be keen on that as well. But also, one thing to note, the length of your CV or resume also depends on your work experience. For example, if you have been in the field for long, you can at least make 2 or 3 pages depending on the experience that you have, and you can account for it. But if you're a junior employer and you're just new to the employment without experience, you can just make 1-page CV or resume and you're good to go. Then you are also required to include your education. Make sure you mention your degree, the school where you studied, and the years of your graduation or when you graduated. You can also list other educational certificates if you have any, or any other short courses that you've done. Just basically put there whatever qualifications you have in the field of education. And that is it. Include your skills there. There are 2 sets of skills. Those are the soft skills and the hard skills. Employers are never interested in your critical thinking, your analytical thinking, or your personal skills, but most times they are interested in the skills that make you stand out, and those are your hard skills. So focus on those, include them in your resume, and these will help you stand out. Now there is the last section of your resume, which is the additional sections. In this section, you can also use it to show the employer the different attributes of you that may not be mentioned above in your resume. The best options that you can put in there are your hobbies and personal interests. You can also add in there volunteer work that you've been able to do before. You can also add achievements and awards in case you have any. And you can also add foreign languages that you know how to speak, in case you can speak maybe French, Germany, English, Swahili. You can at least add those in there. You can also add your certifications and licenses that you've been able to get during your other work experience. So this will also give you an added advantage against other candidates. Now, having said that, these are the things that you should never add to your CV. Number 1, avoid adding your photo to your CV. In fact, you should never add your photo to your CV. In Canada, that does not work. Number 2, also never state your age. Number 3, avoid adding any other information to your CV except your personal details and contacts. Do not add any more information onto your CV. It's not necessary. Number 3, never state your ethnicity, cultural background, or your race. Never state your sexual orientation or preferences. Never state your religion. Never state your family details, your marital status, or if you have children, do not include that in your CV. Also, never state your physical attributes. If you're beautiful or anything, the employer does not need to know that. You should never state your salary requirements. That is not allowed. You also should never include your personal social media handles or profiles onto your resume, because not only is it irrelevant, it is also considered criminal by the Canada human rights law. So if an employer ever asks you for this, it is considered criminal. So do not do that. Do not ever include your social media handles except for LinkedIn profile. If you have that, you can include that. Never include your physical address to the Canada resume. The only information that you're allowed to include in there is basic information, which is your name and your contact address, your email, but not your personal address. That is not acceptable. And so your references must be available when your Canadian employers try to reach them. You must choose carefully and ensure that the person you're putting on your resume as your reference will be available when they try to contact them and is willing to speak good of you because they are familiar with your work ethic or your skills as an employee. So make sure you choose carefully the people you put on your resume as references. And having said all that, do not forget to include the cover letter, as I said before, because this cover letter is supposed to convince the employer that you have the necessary skill set and you are the right fit for this particular job. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet subscribed, this could be the right time for you to do so. Ensure that you click on the bell button in order to get notifications whenever I upload a new video, and also share my videos with friends and loved ones as a way of supporting me to grow, because when my channel grows, I can be able to share more information with you all. In my next video, I'll be bringing you the best format for cover letters according to the Canadian recruiters. See you on the next one. God bless you.